Okay, so the second segment of the Art Bus Down Under, what I want to do is I want to show you and introduce you to my art, because obviously none of you that are watching this have any idea about my art. So now we're back in Queensland, and before I pack it all up, I'm going to take you down and give you a little look at some of the art that I do. So welcome to the studio. I've had this space for like 7 months, I think, which has been amazing because I got to get another website built, and I got Shoreline Junkies, which is my t-shirt brand, up and running, and got all that sorted out, which is amazing. So good achievement, but we need to get back on the road. I also got to paint some big canvases, which I could never do in the van because I didn't have the room to store them. The bus is going to be full of art, which is amazing. These are older ones, bit of Indigenous styled work there, influenced by what was going on in the time in about 2017. Sydney, so that's Posca artwork, based on Thailand, flying overseas. Posca is my favourite medium. I do enjoy painting with acrylics. It's not something I do a lot of. I have done since I've been here. Anyway, it's just fun, you know, it's just painting. It doesn't need to be too serious. That's a brush turkey surfing a spaceship, you know? So this is, yeah, just an insight into my art and what I do. If you want to see more, go to the gallery, which is surfartbytyler.com. These are ones that I have underway at the minute. So I've got to fit all this into the bus as well as the bed. So it's going to be a really basic fit out, and it'll build as I go along on the road, you know. The main goal is to get everything into the bus and back on the road so I can start selling art again. Yeah. Anyway, I hope you like that little tour. It gives you a little bit more of an idea of what I'm like as an artist, you know, my art style. Hope you enjoyed this part. Okay. Out of the studio and into the bus. This is going to be interesting. Alrighty, here we are on the side of the road, because that's where this bus is going to get built, because my van got built on the side of the road while I was traveling. So just need some tools, tape measure, and having a go, and that'll make it work. I don't have a warehouse, and I don't have an endless budget. I think I've got $1,500 to my name. But we're going to do this without spending money to start with. I'm going to leave all the ceiling in, I'm going to leave all the flooring in, I'm not going to rip anything out. The first thing I'm going to do is just build a bed there across the back so I have somewhere to sleep, but the bed needs to be big enough storage underneath the bed for all my art. That's how my van was set up, and it works well. And like I said, I was in my van for 4.5 years, so I know it works. I've just got to get some measurements done, and then I'll see how we go about this first little part. Basically, from the wheel arch there, the edge of that wheel arch, once that box is removed, back to the back wall is 2.5, and it's 1800 across. So that is the area there I'd like to use for the bed and the art storage, and basically that's where you live. That little bit there has all your stuff. Live on the side of the road, and yeah, and then this becomes the art space in here. This becomes the studio space. So it's going to be tight, but that's fine. Got to get rid of that wheelchair access ramp, and then try to utilize those doors to access underneath the bed and whatnot. I'd love to have a gap here that I could walk into. to be able to have a storage area here and the bed sideways would be ideal. I'm gonna have to go do some measurements on the bed or find a bed that fits in to do what I want to do. Success! The ramp is removed. Love it. So, I'm thinking really hard to film and do it at the same time. That's why it's never big on reels and well, you know, it's never really big on filming a lot of my art in the past because it's actually painful to do. All right, take two. I'll be back. Okay, the door jam has made me have a rethink about this area, because that there would be actually really cool to have that area there, at least this area there, open so you could step up in and step out. And then storage under there, and then the bed going over that wheel arches, and then coming out. If it came a little bit further out this way, I don't think that would really matter too much, because I've still got all this space for dancing and whatnot, you know. So I'm just going to do some measuring and maybe just adjust this a little bit. Let's see. Okay, so I've put this bracket here, which has been steel tech screwed into the side of the bus. And I'm going to put another one there at the width of the bed. And then this frame is going to be that half, and then the next frame I'll build so it goes in there. And I understand when you look at it and you're like, oh, it'll be flimsy in the middle, it won't, because it'll have bracing underneath. It'll have little subdividing walls which will turn these into storage units, which will give it strength down vertically. It also leaves a massive amount of room underneath for storage, which is what the goal is. I'll panel that in later with a bit of Lawan or something. You're never going to see it, don't care. It's cost me $100 in material, and that will, besides that and then the 9mm ply that I'll put in it, that will probably cost me $160 to get the base of the bed built. But that is the structure of everything that goes into that back living area. So after that, it'll all be recycled. I've got bits of ply in the shed that I'll use. So yeah, I know there's other ways of doing it. Don't care. It's not what I'm doing. I like it. I like it. So I've been sitting here having a beer, just looking at just the timber frame, which is sitting on where the bed would go there, and I've been single for like 7 years or something. So in my van I had a king size single bed, which for me was fine. Like, I never had anyone stay in the van with me. The only people that stayed in my van were my kids when I had them, whenever I was down in Victoria. So, and they had another bed that I'd made down in the front that pulled out, and they slept there. So, and I'm looking at it and I'm looking at it and I'm like, if I put a big king single bed on there, all this walkway would all be, I'd have all that walkway, you know what I mean? Like, this would all be empty, besides like a couple of other little bits and pieces in there. Like, the amount of room that you would have would be unreal. But then I'm like, I don't know, like the double bed going across here would be great, to have a double bed just in case I had a friend one day. Yeah, I don't know. Let's see. I'll have another beer and have a think about it, I guess. Palm trees, love it. Look at them. Woo! Check this out. Ooh. Bed frame is done. So much room underneath. YouTube channel. That's where you can see more of it. Okay, the outbust down under. Little update. We're a couple of days in. This is what's happened so far. So this is where I'm up to with the build now. So I'm on build day 2 back in Queensland. The framing all got done, and then I've made that go up over the tub there, the wheel tub, and I know you can pull that out, but then you've got to cut in flooring, and I don't have time to do that. So look, I've just gone up. I'm wasting 85mm space around there, but at the end of the day, I don't care about it. That's going to be a nice little storage area for things. I don't know what yet. Could just be random stuff that I need out of the way. I like the idea that I can blow dust out here, actually. That'll make cleaning the bus a lot easier. Again, I'm not taking all that flooring out because I've got the things that are getting stored in the back. I don't need a fancy floor for. Double bed across here, and then yeah, that little back spot. So let's go down there and have a quick look. All right, I've got the lawnmower going in the background. The neighbour's mowing the lawn. Making videos. Just bear with me on this one, people. So yeah, storage all under here. Now I know the floor is all the old floor. This is just paint from doing the windows. I'll clean all that up. But this is all art storage. So the only reason why it's like this is so I can have my canvases and then taller canvases standing up in here. Shelving and everything will get built up off this. This is the main structure, which is solid, which everything will get built up for where I sleep, and has all my clothes and whatever. The front area is going to be the studio, as I've mentioned. So, you know, I'm not trying to build a white Turaki apartment style bus. That's not what I'm trying to achieve here. These will come out now that they're definitely coming out and getting shelves put up there. That's not happening this weekend though. Same with the tint at the back end here. painted black with graph paint, and that works great for me and for what I need, because it gives it the back end of privacy. This will all change over time. So yeah, to get it going, that's a great idea. It's a great way of going about it for me. Scratch my paint already. Yeah, all right. Hold that thought. So yeah, I'm doing it my way, and I know it's a little bit different to how everyone else is going to do it, but you know, it's my bus and I'm building it for me and for what I need. And in a really quick couple of days just to get on the road. I'd love to have, you know, a CNC machine, and I could type in what I need, the program to cut these beautiful rips out in here, and you know, make, you know, but we're not on a movie set. And I don't have a shed with a CNC machine. So, I like it. I think it's cool. I hope you like what's happening so far. Yes, there will be more traveling, and Australia, you know, views of what's going on, places that we go to, and that. Someone already asked me about that. We're right at the beginning, you know, 16 views in. Let's wait until we're up to, you know, a couple of thousand views, 10,000 views, and that's when the traveling will be happening with the art bus down under. So there's going to be more on my YouTube channel, the Art Bus Down Under, but have a look at this, right? Venetian blinds, marketplace, went on there, 50 bucks, did a rough measurement, and I was like, wow, I reckon they're going to fit. Perfect length, they go down only a little bit more. Perfect length, 2 little spare ones that I can put in over there if I want. But have a look at that, full bus done, 50 bucks. Tell me the universe isn't listening. You love it. So there's going to be more on my YouTube channel, the Art Bus Down Under, but have a look at this, right? Venetian blinds, marketplace, went on there, 50 bucks, did a rough measurement, and I was like, wow, I reckon they're going to fit. Perfect length, they go down only a little bit more. Perfect length, 2 little spare ones that I can put in over there if I want. But have a look at that, full bus done, 50 bucks. Tell me the universe isn't listening. You love it. So there's going to be more on my YouTube channel, the Art Bus Down Under, but have a look at this, right? Venetian blinds, marketplace, went on there, 50 bucks, did a rough measurement, and I was like, wow, I reckon they're going to fit. Perfect length, they go down only a little bit more. Perfect length, 2 little spare ones that I can put in over there if I want. But have a look at that, full bus done, 50 bucks. Tell me the universe isn't listening. You love it. Today is the last day of packing the bus. Got the basic build done, but I haven't got any of my art in there, and this is what it looks like at the minute. I never realized how much stuff I actually had. Mostly tools. I used to make films independently, so that is the history of a lot of history of Australian freestyle motocross there, so I can't get rid of that. Jigsaws, art stuff, that's all art stuff. Random. They're all my books, all my electricals, my tools, my clothes. How cool is that? A little bit of art in the bus, that's rad, love it. And the bed, which all fits very nicely. It's very tight though, you know. I think this is actually all gonna go now. I need to put shelving in there. That will be the next, that'll be part 2 or 3 or 4 when we get to it. And then if we come around to the back, there's some more art actually, which is a friend of mine, Jamie Cable from WA, who used to paint surfboards for, I can't remember the surf company. Clearwater Surfboards, I think it was, back in the 90s. That's how old that artwork is. Anyway, so this is all the empty space. So there's going to be, all my canvases are going to go in there. My bigger canvases are going to slide in there. And then that, I will need that up there as well, I think. But I'm going to have to come back again. This is when the build continues. So, and then anything that doesn't fit right away, we'll have to stand there somehow. This all has to be done by the end of the day. So my small canvases will fit down in there, and I've got more to go in, and I've got more than can fit in here because I have this room here. But these ones, these big canvases are a problem at the minute. So I am going to remove this whole back area out now. I'm going to take that out now. So this obviously needs to come out, change of plans, and that's all right, because the art is the most important thing in the art bus down under. Like, really, I will drop shit at the tip if I need to. This is what matters. So this is going to go now, and then we'll see. We'll come back to it and we'll see if it's all fit in. Hopefully there's good news to end the second segment. Well, I took that out to discover there's a massive air conditioning unit in the back of the roof of the Rosa bus. So, yeah, awesome. That, and there's a whole bunch of wiring, and I'm guessing it's got air conditioning, the air conditioning bloody fluid in it, gas, gas. It's gonna, oh yeah, all right. Well, we're gonna come back to that. Ha! All right, so a few hours have passed. After this, after episode 2, episode 3 will be a little bit more with some travelling and me on the side of the road trying to figure this bus out still. But at the minute, this is where we're at.